The Laffer Curve is an interesting story. The first evidence that we have of it in the public sphere is from 1978, when his good friend at the Wall Street Journal, Jude Wanniski, published it in a magazine called The Public Interest as an excerpt of his book of that year called The Way the World Works. And within that book of 1978, Jude Wanniski says, I have a great story to tell you guys about 1974, 4 years prior. And that is my good friend Arthur Laffer sketched on a napkin for Donald Rumsfeld, the Chief of Staff of the Ford administration.
And the Chief of Staff knows everything about the President. Not. The President surprised his Chief of Staff by announcing whip inflation now, which is a 5% tax surcharge on incomes, much like Lyndon Johnson actually accomplished. And Don Rumsfeld was keeping a stiff upper lip there, and we were talking about this policy at dinner. And that's when I said, with a 5% tax surcharge, the one thing you will not get is you will not get 5% more revenues. But there's also a good likelihood you'll get less revenues as well. And that's where I took the napkin and drew the curve in explicit response to a policy proposal that never got passed.
The mythic nature of the Laffer Curve is absolutely essential to its existence and its nature. If we might try to imagine, hard as it might be, what conditions were when the Laffer Curve took off like a rocket within popularity. In the 1970s, there was a 10, 12-year period before and after of incredible price inflation, 10% per year, 8% per year, 14% per year. And the official response of government was it's unsolvable. So it was essential in that context for somebody to step out of economics and say, I have something here that's not in the journals, that's not from officialdom, because these people have all said it's impossible. You needed something countercultural and unique, like a curve on the napkin that the public would say, yeah, we're going to storm the tower with this.
So you get more labor, more investment, more growth, less tax avoidance, and revenues go up, which this is an argument that drives the left crazy. And the Laffer Curve has been insulted and derided and whatnot. It has outlived everybody. It's still, I think, the hottest ticket in economics today.
I mean, Robert Shiller, the statistical economist at Yale, says that not only has the Laffer Curve been more discussed in popular conversation than any other economic curve of modern times, it also was discussed from after 1978 as much as any major popular cultural phenomenon. And he specifically compares it to the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube was about the biggest thing going in toys and popular chit-chat in the late 70s, early 80s. And Shiller says people talked about the Laffer Curve. He counted the hits in the media as much as the Rubik's Cube. So no, I think the Laffer Curve on the napkin, no matter how well it was worked out in mathematics beforehand, and its mathematics is impeccable, we have the full evidence of that from 1973, it had to be drawn on a curve for the public to rally to it.